Hello, I am Junkyard Rat. Welcome to the greatest podcast in the world. We were named Best Podcast of 2023 by Podcast Magazine because I just founded Podcast Magazine and just declared myself the winner and stuff. And today we got Stephen Ferris, and of course we got the producer Paul working out here too. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. Where you get your hair cut at?
I actually haven't gotten it cut in a few months.
It looks like you got a haircut or something. Did you
I think it's
shave?
just because I shaved, and then my hair looks different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how's your summer going?
It's been interesting. Some parts are good, and other parts seem bad.
How's your how's your cat? How's your cat doing?
Well, he's fine, but I mean, except for his eye.
You know, we had cats for years growing up. I don't even think we took him to the vet. Maybe my mom was heartless. She's
Yeah.
like, screw I don't even know if do they even take cats to the vet back in the 80s and stuff? Is that a new phenomenon, or
I
are
don't
people
know. I
more
know
worried about their
that we
pets?
did in the 90s.
Are people more worried about their pets these days than they used to be? Like,
Uh, um, yeah, probably.
yeah, because we used to leave the cat alone for a week at a time. Just leave a bunch of cat food. We wouldn't even worry about it. The cat would just do its thing. That was one of the best reasons about having a cat, that you could just like say, hey, you're cool. Why we're just gonna leave you here. We're
Right.
gonna- We actually had one cat escape. There used to be one cat that would like every time we would open the front door, it would take off, and I would chase after it. And then one day I decided I'm not chasing after you, and it just took off. Just took off.
Okay.
I was like, and then like 6 months later, my mom was in Chile in South America, right? And
Yeah.
she came back, and she said it smelled really weird in the apartment, right? And I thought it was because of all the weed smoke. And it turns out that our cat had a girlfriend who was pregnant, and she had her girlfriend give birth to kittens in my mom's bedroom.
Oh,
And one of the
wow.
cats was dead. One of the baby kittens was dead.
Oh, no.
But I didn't even smell anything. It was like, how the hell is there a dead cat in my mom's room and I didn't even smell it? But
Yeah.
thank God we had like one of those old school neighbors who came in and said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take out the dead cat." I didn't have to leave. I didn't even see the dead cat. We Everybody needs like an old school neighbor who's gonna clean up the mess, when nobody else can.
Right.
So, what did you do this weekend?
This weekend, mostly just kind of worked on projects around the house, ran some errands, and then my cousin visited from Seattle.
Seattle, you have a cousin in Seattle?
Yeah, well, I guess I have two now.
You have two cousins in Seattle.
Yeah.
Do you go up there to visit, or?
I've never gone up there to visit. I did go up there in 2009. I don't remember if they were living there at that point.
I,
Um,
I've been to Seattle 3 times, and it's always been in the middle of a heat wave.
oh, really?
And I don't think Seattle gets that hot, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
think maybe because I was in the Seattle fire and I died, but it turns out nobody died in the Seattle fire. So my my story went bad. There was a big Seattle fire. But yeah, in fact, the last time I went there, I went for a weed convention. It was so hot that I made sure I got there and left like at 1 p.m. Because there's nothing worse than being in a city that's really hot that doesn't get hot because they don't they don't know what to do in hot weather. There's no
Mm,
AC everywhere, you know. Y-
right.
Yeah, we went to the Emerald Cup, which is a big weed convention. It's happening in Oakland and stuff. We were there this weekend.
That's what we did.
Oh yeah. We had an incident at Cal's this Friday. Um, there was this couple, like the dude was like 68 years old and his girlfriend was 40. And one of the comedians started asking them questions. They were in the front row. And the woman said, we've been together 5 years, but we never had sex. So then the guy asked her if that was her sugar daddy, like Anna Nicole Smith, right? And the guy got upset. He thought we were calling his girlfriend a stripper. It wasn't
Oh,
me, it was
jeez.
somebody else. And after the show, I was talking to them and I'm like, nah, Anna Nicole Smith is not known, it wasn't a stripper, but she's like the most famous sugar baby, you know? Nobody was calling your girlfriend a stripper, but that's all he heard. "Ah, you're
Oh,
calling my
jeez.
girlfriend a stripper."
Well, so is Cal shut down now because of that?
Oh no, Kells wasn't shut down. Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I think Vahe they were talking about it, but it was funny because we when Vahe was giving me a ride home, I started talking about Anna Nicole Smith, and I'm like, yeah, Anna's got some huge titties, right? And I don't know, Vahe thought I was talking about his wife Anna, and he got pissed. And I'm
Oh
like,
no.
no, I'm talking about Anna Nicole Smith. I wasn't talking about your wife. And for a second, he's like, "What are you saying?" I'm like, "What? No, I'm talking about Anna Nicole Smith." He was like, and for a second, he was like, "What are you saying?" I'm like, "Nah." But yeah, they were upset, and I was trying to explain to them like there's certain people that are known for certain things in America, and Anna Nicole Smith is like the biggest sugar. But they were in the front row. What do they? But she couldn't shut the hell up, you know.
Yeah.
I'm tired of these people getting mad, but they're just talking throughout comedy sets, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, then the guy was making fun of him for not having sex. Like, I'm like, I live in a senior community, dude. You just don't understand. These old people, people think that they're fucking like crazy, but I don't know they are. I don't know they are. I mean, maybe I'm Viagra, but some of these people haven't, and they're not fucking at all, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your comedy going?
It's all right. I got a show this Wednesday, and I did one. What did I do on last Wednesday?
Oh, yeah.
Or uh, yeah, no, last Thursday.
Last Thursday?
Yeah.
When you gonna start smoking weed?
Um.
So we can invite you to the Emerald Cup.
Oh, I don't know if Trump wins for 2024, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
He might win, actually. I don't
The
know.
whole country will be going to the Emerald Cup if he wins.
People keep talking about they're gonna move out if he wins, but I've never heard anybody really move out because of a politician winning something, you know. Are you
Yeah.
are you gonna move out if Trump wins or
No, I'll just start smoking weed.
well, I hope Trump wins then, goddamn it, because it's about time you start smoking weed, you know? Yeah, you missed out on the. You really didn't miss out on much. It was a fun event, but it could have been funner. I don't know. Like, it's weird when people start asking you why you actually went there when you're there. Like people people think they have the right to judge how I spend my money or something.
Hmm.
I had a One of my friends got free tickets to the event because he's a vet, and
Yeah.
he was questioning me why you're on SSI. Why are you spending money on a weed event? Like what are you, the government now or something?
Right.
I can't spend my own money, the hard-earned money that people get that put in Social Security because I can't work. You
Yeah,
know,
that's messed up.
it is messed up. It is messed up. Yeah, it was a pretty weird time and stuff. Like I don't know. It should be funner. There was like no food options and stuff. They were only selling sandwiches. Why not a couple food trucks? Why the hell can't there be a couple food trucks in this place?
Right here,
Where
right
were the
downstairs right
sandwiches
now.
weren't on a food truck?
Yeah.
I'll definitely take a food truck right now. I need some real food.
Yeah, there was only sandwiches. It was at the Kaiser Center, which is right next. It's next to the Laney College in Oakland and stuff. So what you got going this summer and stuff? How's your
What do I
car
got
run?
going this summer?
Yeah, how's your car running?
Which one?
Oh, you got two cars? Oh yeah, you got your Cadillac or what about
Yeah.
your new car?
Yeah, the electric mini.
How's your Mini going?
It's great. I love that thing.
Yeah, one of my friends owns a Mini in Seattle. And he said it's hard to get fixed. It's expensive.
Oh, well, I haven't had to get this one fixed yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you planning to take it to another trip or
Um, maybe.
because you went up to LA and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, I drove it all the way to LA and back.
Yeah, I got invited to a friend of mine is having a 50th birthday party in October in Vegas,
Uh-huh.
but he's doing it the same weekend that the Steelers are coming to town.
Oh.
And I'm like, when you're planning a birthday party in Vegas, shouldn't you like do it on a Sunday instead of Saturday? Because it's more expensive to be there on a Saturday.
Hmm.
You want people to show up for your event, you got to have it like on a Sunday or a Monday where it's cheaper people to fly in. I'm like, why is it so expensive? And I'm like, oh damn, the Steelers are in town. They're playing the Raiders on Sunday. And I'm like, I want to go there, but it's like I'm paying like an extra 150 just because the Steelers are in town. I don't want to do that. I mean, it is your 50th, but it would be too crazy to ask the guy to move it to like Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Like Saturday's the worst time to be in Vegas.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you think people should?
Well, I'm trying to remember what day I went to Vegas.
Oh yeah. How long were you there for?
Like a day ish.
You only were there for a day?
I think so.
You didn't like it at all, or?
It was all right.
Hell
But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't really like it that much.
Oh. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like going there, but I want to go back during the summer. I went in July, and no, was it June or July I was up there? I think it was June or July. It was so hot. I was like, this is just crazy. It's craziness.
Yeah.
It's like your summer, right? Is it still over 100 degrees now in Sacramento or?
It's been cooler lately. I think it's been like just in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
What's it going to, let me look at the forecast. Well, it'll be, I guess it's in the 90s. But Thursday's 84, Friday 79. I mean, so
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's pretty good. So one of the vendors at the Emerald Cup, they gave me like an air freshener for the car.
Uh-huh.
But I think they were making fun of me because I got no car. Like,
Oh
why,
yeah.
why are you gonna give me an air freshener? You know what I'm saying? Are you?
Right.
Is that like being a dick or something? Should they
I think
ask?
so.
Should they ask you first if you own a vehicle before they give you something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Why just give you an air freshener for your car if you don't own a vehicle? Like, you know,
Yeah.
they should ask you that, right, Paul?
Yeah, absolutely.
Before they give you the air freshener for your car. One of the vendors gave me something like that. I'm like, I don't own a car. What are you trying to tell me? Like,
So it was a couple of years ago. They actually were handing out these big old pot leaves that you hang from you know, it's shape of a pot leaf, but it's one of those, you know, instead of a pine tree, it's a pot leaf.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, that's what you want to hang from your car rear view mirror to
Yeah,
get pulled over.
a pot leaf just
Big
to
old
get
pot leaf just to get pulled over. Yeah,
arrested.
that would be good.
Yeah, and I was in line for a while to get in because they said the scanning system wasn't working. So, but I was smart. I was sitting on a bus stop waiting for the line. I didn't actually stand up for an hour, but yeah, right near me was my favorite weed couple. These two old seniors.
Your favorite weed couple?
Yeah, they wear the same hat, the same shirt. I've seen them for the last 10 years. I've seen them at weed events. They're always dressed exactly alike. And they were talking to these German tourists. And one of the guys is like, "Yeah, we go to Palm Beach for Halloween every year. There's a lot of sex parties, straight and gay." And I'm thinking these German tourists are like, do they realize they're some 80-year-old couple is trying to pick up on them and stuff? Like, I was like rolling. I'm like, these guys are looking confused. I'm like, what are you saying? Like,
My favorite pot couple at the event is
yeah.
the Swami and his wife.
Oh yeah, the Swami. They're the ones with that one room I was kicking it outside.
Yeah, Area 101.
Yeah, where all the old people were.
Yeah, that's actually where. So, like, the Swami was like one of the first judges 20 years ago to judge weed.
Oh yeah.
And so him and his wife just actually retired as being as judges this year while they were on stage doing their thing.
Oh yeah.
And so they're actually one of the best judges because they don't go, oh, you know, they don't just go, oh, this was good pot on a scale to 1 to 10, it's an 8.
Yeah.
They actually describe it with a lot of thought and kindness and like and humor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they say things like you know, this sour diesel is musty like an old sponge found underneath your refrigerator door or something. Or they go, oh, it's musty as a sock left on a radiator in Minnesota on a cold winter's day. Or
Yeah, my friend I was with on Saturday kept asking if anybody had any skunk for sale. And I'm like, nobody wants to smoke skunk, loser. It smells bad.
oh well, no, and the actual skunk, the old skunk, they were talking about that in one group I was in, and they were talking about how that was 50% of the pot back then.
With skunk, yeah.
Was skunk because that was the first form of green.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so even somebody shared with me, I have some Taiwan, which is like it was like Thai weed, but it was that with a cross of like Maui Wowie type thing.
Yeah, my friend was in Hawaii like a couple months ago, and he said they gave him some weed that it was like psychedelic or something. But they wouldn't sell him any. They just gave him like a little nug to try, but they wouldn't sell it. They said it was just too hard
to cultivate or get or whatever.
Yeah, they just gave him, and he said that he took one hit and it lasted all night. Like,
Well, one thing I noticed that there was actually not only was there a lot of cannabis, there was a lot of mushrooms.
yeah, for sale.
They're
Or,
just everywhere. Everybody
yeah,
had mushrooms. Everybody was sharing mushrooms. Everybody had a different type of mushroom.
yeah, there was a mushroom festival like at one point, but
Right. Even the after party on Friday night or on Saturday night. On
yeah.
Saturday night, the after party, we went to a mushroom church and bar.
Oh, is that the Zydor?
No, it wasn't Zydor. It was another place called. I'll have to look
Oh,
at.
the Lotus. Did you go to the Lotus? Or
No, it was called like.
have you been to the Lotus Church? Or
This is the name.
look at Steven's all bored. They're talking about weed. What was the last time?
Alcoma.
Alcoma.
This was the. This is the place.
When was the last time you smoked weed, Steven?
I've never smoked it.
I thought you said you vaped it one time, and you got
I got a contact high one time when I was 20.
but you never smoked it. How do you know you don't like it? You know.
Well, I didn't like the contact high.
Well, we're gonna have an election party in November on Tuesday, and
Yeah.
we're gonna have a bunch of weed waiting for you
It's just-
in case Trump wins. You know.
yeah, that's what we'll do.
In case Trump wins.
It won't be the Trump victory party. It will be the Stephen finally gets to get stoned victory
I
party.
know. Well, it's a Democratic convention. Are you watching the convention this week, or are you gonna be watching tonight, or Biden's on tonight? Are you gonna be watching
Um,
tonight, Steven, or you don't even got
I'll
cable?
probably
Are
watch
you
some
even going to
clips
let
or
him
something
finish?
like that.
Are you going to let him answer? Go ahead, Stephen.
Oh, I said I'll probably watch some clips or something. I don't think I'll sit down and watch the whole thing. I have a study group that I'm supposed to go to and stuff like that. So,
You don't even have cable yet, do you?
um, no. Well, I have cable internet, but I don't have cable TV.
Oh yeah.
Is that
But
even
what I
a,
do
is that even
have-
a thing anymore? I guess it is. I guess there's still cable TV.
What I do have, I don't have cable TV, but I do have a a set top box with an antenna that receives free over the air
Channels, right?
channels, and then I hook that up to my projector, and I watch them on there.
There you go.
You know?
And depending on where you live, what you live out in Sac, you can get like 70 channels.
Yeah, easily.
So, yep.
Did you go to the state fair this year? Or
I didn't go. No,
when is the state fair? Did it happen already? Or
I think it did. I think it's over.
ah,
I usually only go if somebody invites me, and nobody invited me.
were there rides and all that? Or
Yeah, I would assume that they were rides. They usually have rides.
did you go to the? Have you been to the Punchline lately? Or
The SF one.
yeah.
I think last time I went twice in July, but I haven't been yet for August.
Yeah, because Ben Feldman was on Kells a couple weeks back,
Uh-huh.
and he decided to do a 9/11 joke that really bombed.
Oh.
He was talking about the New York casino in Vegas.
Uh-huh.
That it doesn't. It was built before 9/11 happened, but they never put like the Trade Center buildings, right?
Oh.
And he was talking about what would happen if they had, what would they have done? And it bombed, it bombed and stuff.
Damn, all right.
Yeah.
It would have been better if he thought, oh, the people that made the New York experience in Vegas must have known, so they were in on the plot.
Yeah, they
That
were.
would have probably been a little bit better of a premise.
Yeah.
The first people I would look at is the people who built that, because it was like a scale model and they didn't build it with that.
It's crazy that they got people in jail who organized the whole 9/11 thing, and we
Yeah.
never put them on trial. We just decided these people had no rights, and we locked them up. Like, this is America. We need to put people on trial, you know? We just
Yeah.
can't lock up people. And then they pleaded guilty so they didn't have to face a death penalty. I'm like, the death penalty, these people are responsible for like over 3,000 people dying. And they talked their friends into getting into airplanes and flying into buildings, you know? I mean, how the hell are you afraid of the death penalty? Like, that is just crazy. That's nonsense. But I do think people need to be on trial. We just can't be locking up people in America, you know?
Yeah.
So how's your summer going? Are you excited for the fall? Are you ready for football season?
Um, for football. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch any of the games except for the Super Bowl. So
At least you watch the Super Bowl, you know?
yeah,
What are you looking forward to? What you got going on this year?
I don't know, like romance maybe. I might meet somebody.
Are you trying to get laid and stuff?
Yeah.
You're not trying to hang out with any more porn stars.
What porn stars?
I'm just kidding. What kind of women are you looking for? Stay away from female comedians, though.
Yeah, I think
that's
so. I gotta stay away from them.
You know where you could
Um,
meet women? I learned this. I was at a Target on Saturday night last
yeah.
week. Target's full of single women at Saturday night. They
I think
got
that might be true. Yeah, because I remember going in there one time and I wanted to get everybody a stocking stuffer for Christmas, like a small pack of Legos or something. And I went in the Lego section. I was looking at Legos, and this single mom walked over and helped me.
no.
And I was like, okay. And then she seemed a little flirty. I was like, wow, I
Yeah,
need to come in here more often.
you know why there's so many single people at Target?
Why is that?
Because single people don't really need to go to real supermarkets, you know? They don't need to go to Safeway. They got all the food they want at a Target. You know, you got everything you need at a Target. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's why they don't need to be at Safeway. You know, they don't need to be at Costco buying like 50 bagels or whatever, some big ass size of stuff.
Right.
And there's Starbucks. There's places to kick it at. I don't know. The Target where I live closes at midnight and stuff. I'm always there because it's near the bar station and I don't have any Wi-Fi on my phone, which
Oh,
is a big problem. I figured out I missed out on a bunch of giveaway stuff this weekend because I couldn't sign up for any vendors Instagram pages because I didn't have any Wi-Fi, you know. Some people really made sure that you signed up for their shit, you know. There was one Weed Maps. Weed Maps. I was trying to tell them, hey, I don't got Wi-Fi, right?
right.
So, but give me the free shit anyway, right? Like but no, you gotta sign up. I'm like, okay, but I couldn't sign up. I didn't get any free shit out of them. Like, kind of like I think I think
And what was there? Wasn't there like you get a free ashtray and
ashtray like a little rolling tray, and I think something else, but there was nothing cool. Nobody gave out anything great, you know. I think lighters. I got like 10 lighters. I walked away with 10 lighters. I don't know. I'll go back because it wasn't a lot, you know. The truth is, I have to admit I didn't spend any money on weed, so I can't really complain, you know.
yeah, but you would hope at an event like that you could at least not have to spend money for weed.
Yeah, you know, I'm expecting. You know, I remember the old days in the MCon, like how you would walk in and you would walk out with a bag full of shit, you know.
Right.
But it's not their fault, you know. It's not their fault.
Part of it is the industry just being so uh having such a problem that and there wasn't a lot of stuff to give away because a lot of people lost their ass this year.
Yeah, I read an article on the SF Gate that a lot of people who were in the weed industry basically decided to turn to hemp. There's no regulations with hemp,
Right.
you know? So it's a lot easier. You don't have to be licensed to sell hemp legally. And it's crazy, especially you know what really bothers me is that we're the marijuana state. We should have done better. You know, we should have done better. We should have been the leader in this industry. What do
In
you,
some ways we leaded, but you're right.
what do you think? It's us in Colorado. I think Colorado is the other one who's who's really into the weed industry. What do you think about Steven? Are you excited
What?
about the weed industry? How's it going?
I don't know. It's just kind of been kind of boring lately. It hasn't been any excitement. You know, I remember like hearing news about weed. And it's like, oh wow, like another state's legalizing it. That's pretty cool. And then you know, but now it's just like, yeah, whatever. Like you hear something in the news, it's gonna be on the last page because nobody wants to read about it.
Yeah, nobody cares. I mean, now we got I mean, ketamine is in the news. Like, I was surprised. I thought ketamine was legal. I'm surprised they actually arrested people for Matthew Perry's death. Is it Matthew Perry?
Oh yeah,
I'm
right.
surprised they actually arrested people. I thought ketamine was legal.
I don't know.
You know, my grandmother told me never buy weed from anybody named the king or the queen. Don't buy any drugs from anybody named king or queen, you know?
Why not?
Because they have too much product. They really don't care about the quality of it. It's always bad. And they're gonna get arrested because they're the king, they're the queen, right? They're the biggest people. When you're buying drugs, you gotta go small. Go
All right.
small. Go small. Don't go king, the king of crack. You know, the king of crack is going to jail. The queen of ketamine is going. But can you even get her? I mean, I didn't even know you could die off ketamine. I was kind of surprised. You know, I don't think it can kill you. I think he just fell asleep and drowned or something.
Hmm.
But I was looking at the picture of the pool. This guy's bath. This guy's hot tub is bigger than most pools.
Oh shit.
You know, but I was surprised, and like, yeah, I was surprised. I thought ketamine was legal. I mean, I know people. I know where to buy ketamine. I don't. Because I go to weed sessions. They sell ketamine there. I don't think I've ever been on. I might have been on ketamine because you know the doctor might have given to me during my surgeries or something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's like there's nothing more exciting. What shows you got coming?
Well, I'm doing a show on Lodi on this Wednesday called Pop the Bubbly.
Lodi, is that near where you live, or
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, half an hour away.
is it near Lathrop, or?
It's halfway in between
Oh yeah.
because it would take about 30 minutes for me to get to Lodi, and it would take him about 30 minutes from Sac.
I'll ask you guys the same question. Where do you think I know Lodi from? Take a guess.
CCR.
CCR. Hell yeah, CCR.
Living in Lodi-O.
Yeah. You know
What's
some people.
CCR?
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh yeah, right, okay.
The band. Some people think
Yeah.
they're from like New Orleans or something. They hear songs about the Bayou. They don't realize all that stuff is from this area, you know?
Yeah. Crazy.
I'm wearing a Kiss Tour 1975 t-shirt.
Yeah.
And the guy in the elevator told me that he saw Kiss live the day that Elvis died in 77.
Oh.
That's a great story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when Elvis died? I was 5 years old. I don't know. I think
So that was, what year was that? What year was it?
77.
So that was 77. I was 10 years old. I do kind of remember like that day when I heard. I kind of remember, yeah. I remember where I was living. I remember where I was kind of. So yeah, I was hanging out at a friend's house in our neighborhood. So
I remember when Sadat got killed. That was like one of my first death memories. Remember Sadat when Sadat got killed?
I'm trying to remember. I remember who Sadat was, but I don't remember when he got killed.
Yeah, he was the Egyptian president. They assassinated him and stuff. That's crazy.
I'm going to read a story from the AP. A New Zealand food bank distributor candy made from potentially lethal amounts of methamphetamine. Wellington, New Zealand, a New Zealand charity working with the homeless people in Auckland, unknowingly distributed candies filled with potentially lethal doses of meth. It's in its food parcels after its sweets were donated to a member of the public. Auckland City Mission said Wednesday that staff had started to contact up to 400 people and track down the parcels that could contain the sweets, which were solid blocks of methamphetamine enclosed in candy wrappers. They look like little hard candies.
Damn.
And basically they had full meth in it, and they were giving it out to homeless people.
That's pretty good. I bet they were taking it gladly and stuff.
And they were shared by food banks. I mean, so you think you're helping the homeless by giving them food.
Yeah.
And you end up giving them a whole bunch of shit ton of meth, which helped some of them, but didn't help anybody.
They don't have to worry. I was in McDonald's on 24th and Mission. I swear to God, I had one homeless guy come up to me, ask me if there was another burger I'm not eating. He just straight up came up to me and said, I want your other burger. And I was like, what do you do? Go buy your own burger, bitch.
Oh, no.
They're like $2.
I've walked down the street with a pizza box in San Francisco and had multiple people give me a slice.
Well, I would do that. I mean, it is pizza. I would do that.
Oh, with your pizza, you'd give them a slice?
No, I would.
Rando off the street.
I would get if I had. I would ask for pizza.
I would say something funny, just as I was kidding, but I wouldn't exactly expect somebody to hand me a slice of pizza.
It happened to me yesterday. I saw one guy walking around with 3 boxes of pizza at the Emerald Cup, and I was
Did
like,
he give you a slice?
No, I was like waving at him, like, come over here. I'm ready. But no, those weren't like the hippie. These aren't the hippie. This is not the hippie Emerald Cup. This is a different group of Emerald Cup people. These aren't. There was one vendor who was talking about how like he dry cleans his old socks and puts weed in them and gives them to homeless people.
Yeah, he dry cleans his old socks
and then puts weed in them and he gives them to homeless people because he knows homeless people need socks.
Socks and pot.
And socks and pot. Like, oh,
Jesus.
That's what homeless people need the most. No, I think homeless people need jobs. They need places to live. They don't need socks or weed.
What was the best part at the cup for you? Other than using the rolling van.
I don't know. It was kind of like, it was fun, but it wasn't as fun.
It wasn't as fun as the year before, that's for sure. I mean, I liked the location. I liked that it was in Oakland, but it was probably because I had to work. And working something like that is just, I'd rather just be able to hang out and
I think
do whatever.
Meeting the woman from what's the name of this place? The Mendo Soul Farms was pretty exciting. She sat next to me, started talking to me, and then she asked me where I was from, and I said I Walnut Creek, and actually I said Concord because when I don't know people, I don't tell them I'm from Walnut Creek because Walnut Creek is like telling people you're from Beverly Hills.
It's like hoity-toity and you're not hoity-toity.
They assume I drove up in a Mercedes or something. They don't realize I'm broke.
Right.
And then she's like, try and guess where I'm from. And I was looking at her and I'm like, I said Colombia. And she's like, close. And I was like, Venezuela. She's all right. But I didn't tell her that I lived in Venezuela when I was a kid because some people take that really bad. They think like you're lying to them and you're just trying to get in her pants. And then she just handed me a bunch of weed and stuff.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
And then, of course, that was Saturday. So I saw her on Sunday. I was like looking for her because I'm like, you hand me weed. We just became friends, you know?
Right.
We
Your instant friend.
And I said hi to her, but I don't even know if she remembered me or she said whatever. And then I had another friend come up to me who was a vendor. He gave me a hug and he's like, I forgot my other phone and he bailed. I was like, you're gonna use that line on me, dude? We've been friends for years. Like, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I saw a lot of people and I met a lot of people and that was cool. And
yeah,
I hung out with people and that was cool. And so it was just a lot of working. I got some interviews, wanted more, but I got some, which would have been, it was more than I would have got. And it was definitely better quality because it wasn't just me running around with whatever gear.
I did upset a woman. I was telling her that they should let like tobacco vape companies into the Emerald Cup, you know, to get the younger people in there. And
But tobacco vape. Yeah.
and she's like, younger people, there's a lot of young people here. And she's like, we can't have the tobacco vape because there's like heavy metals in that stuff. And I'm like, well, I grew up on heavy metal. What are you trying to say? Like, did I turn out bad? But I don't know. Would I recommend it to people? I don't know. I mean, they used to be a lot funner. It's almost like it's different these days, you know? We used to be family. We used to be family, you know? And the trouble is, I'm too well known. I don't realize it. Like, the woman who gave me weed, she probably knew me from before. I just didn't remember her,
Right.
you know? And it's always weird because people know me. Like, I was on another weed event and I was talking to a black woman and who used to work at Spark. I used to spend a lot of time at the Spark. And she got mad at me because I didn't recognize her. I was like, there's like a million people who worked at Spark. I can't remember everybody. And then she said she was pregnant at Spark. And I'm like, I don't remember any pregnant women working there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember everybody, but I think I'm just too well known for these things, you know? And I'm not well known enough. Like I'm not like what's his name who gets hooked up, but it was different. Like the more I go to these events, I think there's a whole class system that's breaking out in the weed world, you know? There's a whole money there's a whole money group that's like moving.
Right, because it was more about a love of the plant and everything else. There's a lot of money going on. A lot of the small people are getting pushed out. A lot of the mom and pop businesses in there are getting pushed out. It was good to see that some of those people won awards, but I noticed it was big farms with other companies collabing just to get an award. And so it wasn't John Smith
Yeah.
at so and so farm. It was this company collabing with that company with some rapper as their spokesperson or whatever. So it was like four different entities to get one thing done.
Yeah, they're all combined. I mean,
Right.
they're all corporations. Steven's looking. Are you working, Steven? Or are you like bored in front of
I'm working.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know the weird thing is these Spanish tourists I was talking to, they bought some weed plants, right? And I guess they were taking them on the plane. I didn't realize you could travel with weed plants these days. Maybe you can. I don't know. I would have taken seeds. One of my aunts took seeds to Chile, but yeah, I mean, I just think that these things are hard to put on these days. I'm not sure, Maybe I was just spoiled. Maybe because I volunteered at the Cannabis Cup twice. And in fact, the first time I volunteered at the Cannabis Cup was the original High Times owners, right before they sold their company. And they were like chill. They were cool people. They gave us a bunch of free stuff. And then when the new owners came in, it was kind of like different. But yeah, would I recommend this? I mean, I would tell people to go, but you know, I, the real reason I bought tickets is because I've never been to the Emerald Cup because it was in Santa Rosa. I didn't feel like going up there. It's hard to get up there without BART. That area just doesn't have BART. But I just hope they improve it. Like at least let us buy some food with weed in it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's great they're handing out free candy, but why can't they give us candy with weed in it?
Oh, I know.
What's the problem?
The funny thing is they could sell it to you. You talking about the
Yeah.
Emerald Sky people?
Yeah, I mean
They had so much candy, and so like the one guy gave me literally a big huge bag of a whole bunch of gummies and the peanut butter cups and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is cool. And I started eating a couple, and then I'm looking at the wrapper, and it's 0 THC, 0 CBD.
0, 0, 0.
Yep.
No.
No. And then I'm like, oh, you guys don't even. He goes, well, yeah, you can buy it from us.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Yeah, in fact, the people that dabbed me out on Sunday, they gave me a dab on Saturday, and then they got closed down. They were inside the building, and they got closed down for giving out free dabs. So I think they got pushed outside, but
Yeah, because there was supposed to be no smoking inside.
yeah, it's too complicated. Like the whole thing is just so complicated these days. And there's only one person to blame for all this.
Who's that?
It's the governor.
The governor.
It's Gavin Newsom. He's the one that wrote this stupid law in place. He was the guy who put this weird ass law that you couldn't give out anything for free. I mean, he would come up with that. Who the hell sits around thinking, you know what? You know what we should make sure? No free stuff from weed vendors. Not even for employees. I know people who work for dispensaries. They can't even give them free stuff. If the weed has an expiration date, it's about to be expired, they're gonna have to burn it and throw it out. Or they could give it to
Or they can just give it to me and I'll burn it.
yeah, or they're like they charge him like a nickel. I mean, a nickel's not a lot, but they gotta charge him a nickel to give him something.
Right.
I mean, who comes up with this kind of law? I mean, what kind of crazy rich people are sitting around thinking like this? That's the thing that really like surprised me. Like that somebody would come up with something like that. Like who is so wealthy they're like fuck free shit. Fuck the free shit. Who doesn't like free stuff, I mean, Gavin Newsom's in the alcohol business. I know people give out free alcohol at supermarkets to try.
Right.
Why is it okay to give out free alcohol but not free weed?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Especially in an event like that.
Yeah, and it's like if you're gonna do that at dispensaries, whatever. But at least have a loophole, I mean, this is a government. Is this a government building they were in? I mean, I figure the Kaiser building has got to be like a government. And the most depressing thing about this building, it had like a Pac-12 thing on there because it was like a basketball court.
Right.
It had a Pac-12 thing, and it reminded me that Pac-12 is not around anymore, and it teared me up, like it broke my heart.
The Pac-12.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is no more.
No, it's the Pac-10.
No, now it's like they moved to the Big Ten.
Big Ten.
Yeah. So what you got, Steven? Are you coming up here soon or
Uh, well, I maybe this coming Sunday I'll come down.
to the punchline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go up there with you one day.
All right.
Now that Ben Feldman loves me and stuff.
Does he?
Not really, but
Did you guys talk?
no, but I did my own 9/11 joke. I
All right.
don't know. I don't know. You know the funniest thing about Ben Feldman, he was the headliner at Cal's, but
Yeah.
he showed up with a notebook. He was like reading off a notebook.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
And he told us that he saw Sarah Silverman headline at the punchline with a notebook.
Yeah.
So now he thinks it's all right that he does it,
Right.
you know? But I don't do it. Have you ever gotten up
D-
with a notebook?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Actually, I want to add to your deodorant joke.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this that the Bay Area you're not supposed to use deodorant.
Why is that?
Because that's how people can tell if you're a real hippie or not. If they can smell your armpits, you know. That's how. Sometimes when I'm trying to impress people, I don't use deodorant for a week. I just show up
Wow.
smelling like that way. They look at me and they trust me. They're like, that guy's one of us. He doesn't use deodorant.
Okay.
You could say that, like maybe that's why you're not getting laid. Use deodorant. You gotta stop using deodorant. You meet some hippie chick who doesn't use deodorant and stuff.
Right.
So what are your plans? How are you gonna meet these women?
I don't know.
Have you heard?
Maybe I'll go to Target.
Have you thought about going to Barnes and Noble?
No, I did think about going back to school.
You should do that, but are you trying to go to a 4-year school or
I don't know.
are you trying to go to like Davis or which school are you thinking about? How about Merced? You see Merced.
Yeah.
What about Merced?
Well, I don't know who has a good program for like global politics and world relations and stuff.
I mean, that would be Berkeley.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'm not
Oh.
really sure.
Well, you went to college.
Yeah, I went to college, but I went to Fresno State. That might be a good school for you.
Yeah.
I mean, Fresno would be a good area for you. That's more country, you know. It's a good mix. There's a lot of people from LA in the Bay Area who go to that school. You
Yeah.
know. Are you trying to go to Ivy League? You know, my niece is starting at Cambridge in London in the fall.
Wow.
Yeah, we're officially privileged. We're
Yeah.
like rich people. We're privileged.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's exciting. I can't wait till I get to visit.
Right.
I've
Well,
never
you've got to do a bit about it.
I know I've never been to England. I've been to Rome and Amsterdam. But my brother lived in Rome, but I don't know. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What kind of college are you thinking about? Like what? Are you trying to go to Trump University?
No, I'm not gonna go there. I don't know. Maybe I'll do an Ivy League.
Do you want to do it online or you actually want the college experience? You want to go to a dorm room or
Yeah, I'll live in the dorms. Join a frat.
yeah, maybe San Jose State might be good for you.
Yeah.
They got a good frat program. You know what? Maybe
Okay.
a good school for you would be Sonoma State. Have you been to Sonoma State?
No, I've never been there, I don't think.
Yeah, it's Sonoma State it's near Santa Rosa. I think it's 60% women.
Hmm.
Have you
Okay.
looked at what college you would want to go to or
I haven't yet. I just kind of have like a rough idea of maybe doing this.
But
You
you know,
know?
you shouldn't quit your job though. You know,
Okay.
don't quit because it's a good job. I think most people they don't realize it, but you have a good job. You could keep your job and go to college, couldn't you? Or I mean,
I guess.
you could do your job anywhere, couldn't you? Or
I mean, I think so.
do you actually go to the headquarters at all? Where's your company headquartered at?
Roseville?
Oh, okay. Where the boxing donkey is that the boxing donkey? Is it
Maybe.
the boxing? Is that what the name of the place in Roseville is called? The boxing donkey or?
Yeah, they used to have the open mic there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you go to that?
Yeah, I think I went with you,
Okay.
or was it? I think I went with Nina G, and I used to be friends with Nina G. We don't talk anymore.
Oh.
We had a falling out.
So you and Ben Feldman, you didn't even say hello to each other at Kells?
No, we said hi. We don't talk
Okay.
though. Ben Feldman had a little fight. We
You
had
had a
a little.
fight at Kells?
Nah, we had a fight years ago at a birthday party.
Oh, okay. Whose
Yeah.
birthday was it?
Well, it was his friend. Remember that comedian who lives in Vegas? He's Canadian. He was like a techie guy. I forgot his name.
Oh,
He had a
uh,
birthday party at a BJ's Steakhouse. BJ's is some restaurant, and I don't think Ben Feldman liked that I was there, and he kept
oh,
talking shit to me. And then we ended up at a karaoke room, right?
uh,
And he kept talking shit to me even more, right? And
uh,
I was like, why can't you just like be cool? He kept talking shit to me. So just to fuck with him, when he wasn't looking, I took his iPhone and I stuck it in, what is, what are those, like, where the drain is in the ground? I stuck it in one of those things, right? And
yeah.
Susan saw me doing it. But I didn't put it where he couldn't get to it. I kind of just hit it from just to fuck with him. And he pantsed me one time too. He like
Oh, yeah.
fucking pantsed me one time.
Shit.
But yeah, we went. He didn't want me there at all. I don't know what the problem was. I don't know.
At
You
Kells or at the birthday party?
At the birthday party. So
Oh,
this was like maybe 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, but
huh.
yeah, he pantsed me one time. So I mean, I have a right to fuck with his phone. He pantsed me. What kind of
All
dude
right.
just randomly pants you?
Yeah.
If it was a woman who pants me, I'd be like, hey. I mean, that's all good. You know what I mean? That's all
Yeah.
good. But he pants me one time. But did I think he would be working for the punchline? Hell no. I never thought he would be working for the punchline, but we're cool. We say hi and bye and stuff, but we're not friendly and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to put me up at the punchline anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
expecting any of that, but hey, it's all good. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did do that to his phone. Like, yeah, Susan saw me and told on me. She snitched me out.
Oh,
Snitched me out. But I was pissed. I was like, this guy just kept talking shit and talking shit. I'm just at a birthday party. What a
yeah.
loser. If you don't want me there, get some new friends. Don't fucking take my friends. It was Richard Kiss. That was his name, Richard Kiss. Remember Richard Kiss?
Oh, yeah. Richard Kids. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen Richard Kiss in years. I don't even know where he's at.
And he made that website for everybody too. What was that?
Oh that one website to track where your shows were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people still use that website.
Yeah, I think so.
They
I
still
haven't used it in a while, but
Oh really? Yeah. I don't know where Richard Kiss is. I don't know. I don't know if he's still in Vegas or he's back in Canada. I don't know. Yeah, there's people that you don't see, you don't see for years. I've known people in the comedy game. I don't see them for years. Who knows what happened to them, where they went,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's weird. Is there anybody you haven't seen in years you just randomly ran into somewhere?
Uh, yeah. We have this thing here in Sac at the Crocker Art Museum. They do this thing called Art Mix. Like I think they do it once a month.
Hmm.
And I went to that a couple weeks ago and saw a whole bunch of people there that I hadn't seen in years.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool. I need to go to that more often.
yeah. The Crocker Museum.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got a train museum in Sac, don't they?
yeah.
I think I went to it when I was a kid.
Oh,
My dad has a model train set, but
does he?
yeah, I don't think it runs that well.
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
What about your train set?
Uh, yeah.
How's
It.
that?
I have. Well, I laid some track. Finally, it needs a little work to get it functional, but I glued it down, and so now I can go a little bit further than I could before. And I'm also building an HO scale train to use at the train club that I joined.
Oh, you joined a train club. How's that
Yeah,
going?
pretty good. I Not a lot of people go, so it's kind of cool. Like I was like nervous about running trains there initially, but not since there's not a lot of people, you don't really have to worry about crashing into anybody else too much.
Here's a
And
stupid here's a stupid question.
okay,
How many women are in the train club?
probably none. I have seen women there before, but I think they're just like wives and girlfriends and stuff.
What is it? Why women don't get into trains? What's up with that?
I don't know. I'm trying to get my niece into them.
There's no like pink train set. There's no like a Barbie train set you could buy.
I don't know.
Like a pink train set. Anything for women has got to be pink. Pink
Well,
shotguns.
my niece likes purple.
Oh yeah, yeah. Purple is my favorite color and stuff.
Yeah, we tried to get her excited about seeing the big boy when it came through.
Oh yeah, the big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
And but now she's just like she wants to see it pull a purple train. She's like, maybe we'll get to see the big boy again one day and it'll pull a purple train.
oh yeah.
I'm like, well, usually it just pulls a yellow train. So
What is the big boy anyway? That's a train or?
yeah, it's a locomotive.
Oh,
There's actually 8 of them that still exist.
where are
But
they
only
at? Huh?
well, they're scattered all over the country in different museums and parks and whatnot.
That's hella cool. Always wanted to take the train places. I remember I went with the Amtrak from LA to the Bay Area, but
Uh,
they put us on a bus.
yeah,
It was kind of crazy. I like, why am I paying for Amtrak if I'm sitting on a bus?
right.
Why not just take like fucking Greyhound or something?
Well,
So you excited? You excited about August, a new season? Uh, Do you look forward to when the weather cools down in Sacramento, or
I don't know. I just try to go with the flow.
do you like run in 110-degree weather?
I was trying to do that, and then I started having like a weird feeling, like I felt like I was gonna like pass out all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would just kind of like come at me randomly, and I thought maybe it was related to running in the heat, but now I just think it's from drinking coffee. So I'm not gonna drink coffee anymore.
You quit coffee, or
Yeah, I never really drank it before, But then like I don't know, I went to the doctor and they said my liver enzymes were a little bit high and that I had a fatty liver and all this. So they're like, drink some coffee. And I was like, well, I don't, but I guess I'll start.
But
So I started trying to drink it and, it was going all right for a while, but then that happened. So now I stopped and that's gone away. So I think that's definitely what it is.
you don't even like drink alcohol. How did your liver get messed up?
I don't know, just got too overweight, I guess.
Do you go every year? You have like a physical or?
Um, yeah, well, I try to, yeah, try to go every year.
Yeah, I drink a lot of caffeine, Red
Do you?
Bulls, coffee. I drink coffee. I put weed gummies in my coffee. That's how addicted I am and stuff. Yeah. And
Yeah, well,
they told me to cut down on coffee, but
really?
I just started drinking more tea. But I think coffee's better than tea for you, you know.
That's what I've heard. It's supposed to be good, but there some people, I think just the caffeine just doesn't, I think I'm one of the people where it just doesn't,
Did you
it has too many negative effects
did you get
to,
sick when you quit or
no.
I heard you get headaches and stuff or
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really had that problem. I got a headache yesterday, but I don't think it was related to that.
oh yeah. Maybe
So,
weed would be good for you.
maybe.
There's a
Well,
mushroom coffee. Have you ever there's like a mushroom coffee that's really popular these days.
I don't know about that. I haven't tried that.
But it's not like a magic mushroom coffee. It's like a regular mushroom coffee.
Regular mushroom coffee?
Yeah, mushrooms are in these days, you know. It's like the new thing and stuff.
Oh,
Is there any new rooms in SAC or how's the SAC comedy world going?
I don't know. There's always some new stuff popping up. I haven't really been keeping on it. I know we have like we have two open mics at Comedy Spot now. It's Monday and Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then uh, I don't know. There's this Lodi thing, but yeah, I'll have to start going to more open mics so I can try to, find out where more of the rooms are. 'Cause that's how you find out. You gotta hang out and network a little bit.
What about the Deaf Puppy is it called the Deaf Puppy or what
Yeah,
about
Deaf Puppy.
have you been to the Deaf Puppy Comedy Club or
10 minutes
I
away
went
from
to
my
it.
house.
huh?
10 minutes away from my house.
Oh wow.
Have you been there? Or
Yep. And I have performed.
what about
Yeah,
you,
I
Steve?
went once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went to their open mic.
How did it go? Did you get on or
Yeah,
was it a good audience or
yeah, it was great.
is it vegan? Are they joking when they say that the place is all vegan or
They're totally joking. Like everything there has meat in it.
oh okay.
I don't think you can get anything that doesn't have meat.
Yeah, the vegan people are weird, you know. They're very weird about that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're not vegan, are you?
No.
Because coffee's got meat in it.
It doesn't.
I don't think so. Does it? Maybe it does. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. That was the other weird thing at the Emerald Cup. There was no like vegan options and stuff, you know?
oh,
These kind of things got vegan options and stuff.
hang on. I'll be right back.
Oh, so where's the big next weed event you're going to? Is there another one or the Emerald Cup? I like the Emerald Cup in Oakland, but I just wish that it was fun, you know?
Right.
I felt like in a way I felt like the vendors treated other vendors better than the customers did. You know,
They weren't giving out enough free stuff for you.
they weren't giving anything for free, but if you were a vendor at another booth, they would hook you up with shit. And it was almost like why can the vendors give each other stuff but not the customers? I thought the customers were the good people, you know?
Right.
I thought we were the important ones, you know? And I'm almost industry. I've been in this game for years, you know?
Right.
I've been hanging out at the weed lounges. I used to go to Spark. Used to go to the Relief. You know, even Urbana was there, but yeah, it felt weird. It was like a different atmosphere. And I'm thinking that the employees are. I think it's a generational thing because I think the customers were all older, but all the vendors were younger and stuff, and I think there's just a
Were they being tighter?
Well, I don't think it was their fault. I mean, I think it was just organized a certain way, you know?
Right.
I think if it was up to them, they would be hooking people up with free stuff, you know? But these aren't like, they're not like regular places anymore. It's almost like we're dealing with McDonald's and stuff, you know? McDonald's isn't hooking anybody up with free shit either, you know?
No, not at all, because they know how to keep rich. They know how to keep money, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It like I said,
Even on your birthday, you go to a dispensary on your birthday, they can't give you anything for free, you know? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, you know? It's crazy.
it is wild. So, but how would you change things?
I would go back to the old ways, you know? Like, you would walk in there, everybody would have like, they would have like free concentrates you could try. You would give out free joints, free eights. Even if you signed up, you know, like I would make sure my Wi-Fi worked. If I could get free weed there, like sign up for my place and follow me on Instagram, you get free weed. I would have done that, you know.
Right.
I mean, that seems cool with me, you know. But it's like now the only stuff they give out free are non-weed stuff, like the trays and the lighters and it's that law, you know. It's the goddamn law that was passed.
Right.
It was the same day that Trump got elected in 2016. I remember it.
You
I,
remember it fondly?
yeah, I remember that day. Like it was like fuck, you know. And I knew the law was gonna fuck shit up. Nobody believed me, but I said this is bad, you know. This is really bad and shit, you know.
Right.
But I mean, it seems like there were groups there that were a lot cooler than the vendors itself. There were groups that were cool with each other, you know, but yeah, like weed maps is like whatever.
Right.
I'm just like, ugh. In fact, usually when I go to these events, I go with a friend of mine who buys a lot of weed. So those are the best kind because then I could go from table to table and this guy's gonna smell everything, buy stuff. But he's in Romania right now. And the friend I went with, we went to a lot of tables, but we didn't buy anything. And I've never been like that, you know. I've never, in fact, tell you the truth, in a way, I get shy at times. I'm not one of these people that talks to a lot of people and hey, what's going on, you know. Like, I'm not good at making contacts and stuff.
Right.
I'm not one of these, and I
I
ran.
do okay, but I have to be organized.
Yeah, and like I feel weird going up to a bunch of tables and talking to them and smelling their weed when I'm not trying to buy anything. I feel weird about that kind of
About
stuff.
trying to get like freebies.
Yeah, not even freebies, but just like hey, randomly going up and saying how you doing? Let me smell your weed. Oh, this is good, and people smelling. I'm smelling people's weed. It's like. I'm supposed to comment on how good it smells. I'm like, all this weed it smells good, because it's supposed to smell good. It's the Emerald Cup.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the best in the industry, so
Yeah.
I hope so.
You're not gonna bring some shitty weed for people to smell, But even weed smelling good is questionable to me because I know the outdoor weed doesn't smell as good as the indoor weed. It's hard to control it, you know. Outdoor weed is hard to control. So, but then you hear the speakers talking about weed, and the speakers are like it's like you're in a science class, like they're going over some kind of science shit. I'm like,
It gets boring for you.
yeah, I don't need. I've been at weed events where, the growers are talking about this and that. And I'm just like, oh, what the hell is this guy talking about? I mixed this chromosome with this one, and then I took it and I did this to it, and I was like, oh yeah, you're like, fuck, This is the kind of shit my dad would be interested in. Like, really? Yeah, I took a test tube and I did this to it, and then and I was like, what the hell is this guy talking? Does he know he's talking to a bunch of people who just smoke weed? Like,
They just smoke weed. They're stoners.
yeah, and I don't even know why they even got these speakers because nobody watches the speakers.
Well, it's funny. Some of them do, but it's the like I think you said it earlier. It's the nerd ones.
Yeah,
It's the people that are into growing and seeding and breeding and all that stuff.
Yeah, I took this chemical and I added this, and then I figured out that if you use this water and when it needs this certain sunlight, and like I'm like, what the hell is this guy talking about? I remember I think at Mo Green's one time, and this guy was talking about the kind of what the, and I was like, whoa, okay. It's like, oh, this
Some
is.
people take their weed very seriously.
Yeah, I would too if I had money. Like, if I had money,
You would take it seriously.
I would take it way serious. I mean,
But since you don't have money, you just want a little bang for your buck.
yeah, I mean, I go to Mo Greens, because I like the lounge area, but it's like it's not the cheapest thing, and it's weird asking them like, hey, what's your cheapest concentrate you got there?
What's your cheapest weed?
What's your cheapest eighth you got here? Like, yeah, it's kind of weird, and you feel weird about it, like you feel like it's almost like you feel you're being judged, It's like
Because you are being judged.
Yeah.
They want you to get top shelf. They want you to get a lot. They want you to, spend money.
yeah, and I felt kind of like that. Like there was one people. It was funny. There was like an employment agency at the Emerald Cup,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking to my friend Tim, who was with me, and they said, "Yeah, just send us your rap sheet, and we'll work with that." And I'm like, "What rap sheet?" I'm like, "How did these guys know that this guy was in trouble with the law?" Like, they didn't say that to me. Like, they send
That's
us your
funny.
rap sheet. What do you mean rap sheet? And I was like, there was like an employment agency there, which is really cool and stuff. But
Right.
that was good.
That
But
was a good part of it. That
yeah.
made sense to you.
And then there was one guy who was selling like pipes and shit, who was wearing a mask. And my friend Tim asked him, he said, I want one of these little pipes. You can use it as a necklace. And he started telling him, like, that's the worst pipe ever made. I hate that shit. And I was like, oh, man.
The coolest pipe I saw was called the Happy Camper.
Oh, yeah? What was it about?
It was like it was metal and it was magnetic that you could pop it in half. You could pop the bowl off. You could use it as a carb. It was like 8 different functions. It was like the Swiss Army knife of pipes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds expensive.
Yeah, I can't remember how much it was. I was going to interview the guy, but we never got to him.
Yeah, there was one guy who was selling, like, pipes that were like $1,000. I'm like, $1,000?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a pipe
I'm
or even
like
a bong or...
This shit's gonna break.
Remember how vaporizers were like hundreds and hundreds of dollars and glass bongs were hundreds and hundreds of
Oh,
dollars?
yeah.
So...
I break everything. Like, vape pens go bad on me. All that shit,
Right.
Are those your business cards?
No, it was for another event that's going. Matter of fact, we're going to be doing it again on September 20th. In the Tenderloin, we'll be doing a variety show, including stand-up comedy.
Oh, that's cool. That's the other thing is, why wasn't there any comedy at the Emerald Cup?
Right. There should have been comedy because it's funny because They always have rappers, but they should have comedians.
Yeah, the rappers, some of them weren't that good. I was watching a couple of them. You know, the thing I don't like about rappers, these rappers, a lot of them are just like lip syncing. You know, a lot of them they don't got DJs there. They're just playing their CD and they're like lip syncing to their CD. It's like,
I was at an album release party, and that's what the person was doing is they were playing their track, and every once in a while they would sing along to it.
yeah, it's like,
And I'm like, oh, so it's already produced. You're just playing it for us,
yeah,
and you're making it look like you're actually performing it every once in a while.
yeah. I used to go to an open mic that had comedy and rap years ago, and all these rappers would just like, I wish comedy would like that.
No shit,
I'm
right?
just gonna play my CD and just like, oh, man. You know, but you could tell because suddenly they're not like they don't got the mic near them, and then they're still saying shit, but the mic is on the other side.
Yeah.
At least get it together. Put the mic right in front of you so people can't see it. You know.
No shit.
Yeah, but some of the rappers were good, but the thing that really upset me, you didn't fucking tell me Too Short was gonna be there Saturday.
I didn't know Too Short was gonna be there.
I'm like, I got home, I'm looking at Instagram, Too Short is performing. I'm like, why the fuck didn't anybody and why wasn't anybody told? Why can't we be told that Too Short? Is that a problem? I mean, you're trying to sell tickets. Why are you gonna keep Too Short a secret? you
Yeah,
know?
I think the crew that I was with got some footage of that, so we'll be able to share that. That'll be nice.
Yeah, I mean, you're selling tickets to the event. Why not advertise that Too Short is gonna be there? You know,
Because I know what, because he doesn't want anybody to blow the whistle on it.
that is true. And somebody told me he was like rapping names of products, like these
Oh,
these weed companies would like they would hand them products, and he would do a song and put them in their song so they could record it and play it to people, you know, like, hey, Too Short mentioned my product in his song, you know. That's how we're headed to.
Right.
Everything is advertising and stuff. Do you have a deodorant sponsorship yet, Steven?
I don't. That'd be pretty cool though.
You should get
If
one.
he does, he's keeping it a secret.
Is it Tom? What
Get
if
a
Tom-
secret
what do you-
there.
You think Tom's deodorant works? What about these new age deodorants? You know, like, do you think any of
I've
that
used Tom's.
does it even work though? I mean,
I think so.
I don't like deodorants because like they feel like the chemicals just stick there forever. You know, that's one of the reasons I don't like using deodorant because I feel like my armpits are full of like some oil that won't ever come off. You know.
Oh,
You could die and like it could be 1,000 years ago, like scientists are like, yes, we keep finding these weird chemicals near the armpit areas of these skeletons from the 20th century or 21st century. It'd be like, you know, everything's got chemicals in it, like everything's got crazy chemicals and stuff.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of like even some of the stuff I saw out there, it's supposed to be natural, had chemicals in it. Some of the
Yeah.
pot.
I mean, they did a research on a bunch of mushrooms that they bought at Sessions, and a lot of the stuff weren't even like they weren't even psychedelic mushrooms. They had other shit sprayed on them.
Right.
Oh.
Hell yeah! So what's new, Steven? What you got planned for this year?
For this year,
Yeah,
um,
are you
I
going
don't
to
know.
comedy
I
college?
might
or-
join. What?
Are you going to comedy college?
No.
What are you gonna join?
Uh, I might join Backstage.
Oh, that newspaper.
No.
What is backstage?
It's like an online casting service.
Oh yeah, it used to be a newspaper, right? It used to be like a
Uh,
magazine that would put out before
Oh,
the
I don't-
internet was around.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. You gonna go for acting work or?
Yeah,
That's hella cool. You gonna
yeah,
try and get an acting agent or?
maybe.
Do they do a lot of commercial shooting in Sacramento or?
Um, they they do some. Yeah, I've done some already.
You done some commercial work?
Yeah.
Like what type?
I did one for the airport, and then I did one for some company called Evuve, and do any other ones? I don't know. I know I did those two. I'll have to look at my resume.
You have like an agent or did you have an agent?
No, there's just like, I mean, I guess not like personal. Uh, there's a there's a little Sacramento like local casting company, and they'll email me stuff sometimes for different auditions and stuff. They recently sent me one for like a Halloween scare fest.
Oh yeah. Are you gonna do that or?
You gotta have a clown costume.
Oh, you have a what kind of costume? You got like a bear one or?
I have a gorilla.
You have a gorilla, not a bear. Actually, when
Yeah.
I was in Vegas, I saw two gorilla people dressed up as gorillas.
Oh yeah.
It was on Fremont Street, which is downtown, and they were like dancing for money, but it was like
Oh,
110 degrees, and they were wearing like gorilla costumes.
oh
And
wow.
I thought
110
that's like,
degrees.
huh?
110
It
degrees.
was 110 degrees when I was out there, and they were in gorilla costumes outside.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But I guess it's not a bad way of getting money because people really don't know it's you in the costume. Like, they can't make fun of you, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad. There's people that got full on Transformers costumes they're wearing. And like that's the crazy one. Like,
Yeah.
where do you get a Transformers costume from? Do you gotta
And some
make it?
people make them.
They make them, yeah. They make them. Hey, did you know that comedian that died, Perry?
Barry Kurtz.
Perry Kurtz. Did you know Perry? Or
I don't think I. Oh no, I didn't know him. I read about that. He got hit by a car.
I was
Oh,
I was Facebook friends with
oh
him.
no. He got hit by a car.
Yeah, he got hit by a car in Tarzana.
Oh,
He was crossing the street,
Yeah,
hit and run, and I guess they've arrested the suspect now.
yeah.
oh jeez. I heard he had passed, but I didn't hear how he had passed.
Yeah, I guess he went to some karaoke bar. I
Hmm.
didn't know he was that big time. He was in the New York Times.
Really?
I wonder if he got more famous after he died. No, the New York Post, they did a story about him in the New York Post. I'm like,
What, when he died?
yeah, I guess he was in America's Got Talent. He was in America's Got Talent.
I
Well,
saw a
Danny
couple.
Deschy was on that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on America's Got Talent. He was on that one talk show that follows the one the English guy. I forgot his name. He just
Oh, you talking about Graham Norton show?
no. The guy that he used to be in America. He used to follow the guy on CBS.
Oh, James Corden.
Yeah, he was on James Corden. Yeah,
Oh,
it seems that guy hooked anybody up on his show. Anybody could be on that show except for me.
well, they said something about. I saw someone's post, and they were giving him a hard time about basically, that he passed away. And they gave him a hard time about that he sucked at comedy, but he never gave up.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, what a way to be remembered. And then even if another fellow comic dies,
yeah.
and let's say you didn't like his comedy,
Mhm.
at least say he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, that was for the longest time. I always would say that about so Tony Sparks would introduce me, and he would always say, "Well, you know, your next comedian, he's a real funny person. You need to watch this or whatever."
Yeah.
And then he would introduce me, and he's like, "This guy's a really nice guy," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not really funny."
I can.
And so I could tell, like, for the longest time, like, even Tony, he'd always find something good to say about you,
Oh yeah.
even if he couldn't say, "Oh, well, okay, you guys watch him, he's funny." And so I think that's true to say about anything. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all.
I get called a local legend.
You get called a local legend.
How the fuck am I a local? I'm a broke local legend. I'm not really local legend. I don't got money. I need to get paid in this business. If
Yeah,
I'm a
Well, I
legend,
remember hearing
that's why you're a legend. What was
yeah,
that?
the other night people were talking about how like even guys like Kyle Kinane only clear like 120 a year.
yeah, it's a hard business. There's not,
Yeah.
there's not a lot. That's why they all do podcasts. I think it's easier to make money on podcasts.
I think if I was clearing 120 a year, depending on what I was having to do, if I was like as hardworking as someone like Kevin Hart or Bert Kreischer or something like that, it wouldn't be worth it. But if you're someone like, let's say, who did you say got only 120? Oh, Kyle Kinane.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
who it was.
He actually works pretty hard, man. He's always touring and he's across the country, so he earns that money.
I mean,
It's hard,
it's like Sammy Obeid. He's like touring all over the country, the world.
but I don't think he makes anywhere near that.
No, and he's like in a different city, but I mean, you gotta pay for your own hotel room, your own flight.
Well, and a lot of those things are covered. I mean, you do get things like free rooms or whatever or
Yeah.
food, but it doesn't pay for your travel to and fro. And even if you're doing that, you're sometimes you're breaking even or you're only making a little bit of scratch, and then
Yeah.
you look back over 6 months of traveling and you're like, man, I'm exhausted. I've been on the go ever since. Well, how much money did I make? Not much.
Not much, it's true. If you live in LA, they don't. People think comedians get rich, but in LA, they don't pay you shit to do comedy in LA. These clubs. I mean, they went on strike in the 1980s, the Comedy Store and the Improv, because they weren't paying them anything, and they agreed to give them like $15 or $25 a set, and they're still giving them the same amount of money. You go to the Comedy Store on the weekends, they're not giving you like $1,000. You got to tour for that, but it's hard, because you gotta sell out, and then you got a bunch of people with 1 million followers who are touring now too. who-
I think I was listening to, it was Tim Allen was talking about that one of the last times he got a regular check from like the store or something, it was some odd amount. It was like $32.80.
Yeah, they don't like want to pay. They're like, we're giving you stage time.
We're giving you stage time. You should count that as part of your pay.
Yeah,
And it's like, really?
we're letting you be in front of these managers and agents. You could get gigs, you could get on TV.
Yeah, but
over-
if you're in a room like the store, that's primarily kind of what you're doing these other little gigs for, is to get sets there. But then if you get there and they're going, well, this just gets you a foothold on a shot on James Corden or something like that. I guess they're putting the carrot out in front of you, but they're always pushing out the carrot further and further. They keep saying, oh, this isn't where you make your money. You make your money at the next level. Not at this level, the next
Nah.
level. Not at this level, the next level.
And it used to be harder. I mean, in the 60s in New York, you had to have a license to perform.
Yeah, right, like an entertainment license.
Yeah, I mean, if they ever go back to that, imagine you have to get a license to get on stage and stuff. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
because they get a portion of, and then they end up getting a portion of what you earn.
Yeah.
Because not only are you registered as a performer, but they also go, oh, where did you work?
Yeah.
And how much of that do we get?
And then you got to pay your manager, your agent, your assistant,
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of comedians, even starting in the 70s and earlier, ended up being their own management. It's like, oh, because I can promote myself. That's what kind of got me to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
And a lot of comedians are like that. Even low level comedians such as us, we still write, produce, and promote our own shows. So
Yeah, it's crazy because I looked up the Mendo Soul.
are you talking about the pot people?
Yeah, I looked them up on Instagram and I couldn't find their page. And then I Googled them, and Google told me what their Instagram page was. So Instagram is making sure that if you're looking up like weed companies, you can't find them.
That's not cool.
But in Google, Google's like, boom, well, there's your Instagram page. And it's like, yeah, on top of all that, you're dealing with these techie companies that are gonna decide who can look at what can you find, on YouTube, even in comedy, like it's at the end, these techies are really controlling everything and stuff.
Right.
I follow more people on Instagram, and in fact, my set of cows, I start yelling at them. I'm like, hey, my I tell them my YouTube is like I got no followers on YouTube, and I tell them who wants to be my first follower. In fact, I want to let my audience know one of you listening could become my first follower on YouTube at the Junkyard Rat. Jay, you. Why you? Because you're not fucking following me. NKY. Why? Because you gotta fucking follow me. ARDRAT. And I'm like, and then I'm like on Instagram. I follow more people. How the fuck am I supposed to get big when I'm following more people than follow me? That's a dead giveaway. Like that, you're like nothing. You follow more people than follow you. Yeah. And I've done it like 4 times, but I still haven't got any audience members following me. Yeah, I'm like, why the fuck won't you people follow me, dude? You think this is a joke? My parents don't even follow me on YouTube. I got no. What about you, Steven? Why aren't you following me on YouTube?
Am I not? I didn't know you had a thing on there.
Yeah, I got 2 pages, but I lost the first one. I had a page I made on YouTube, but I don't know when YouTube when Google bought YouTube. I don't know what they did, but I could never get into that account again. But yeah, I got another page, but I haven't put anything in there. But I got another one. I got Junkyard Rat, but I got no followers. It makes me sad. They won't even let me go live and stuff.
Do you want me to follow the Junkyard Rat one?
Follow me, you could be my first follower on YouTube. Even my parents don't follow me on YouTube and stuff. My mom was out of the country and she wanted me to sign up for WhatsApp so she could talk to me. And I'm like, why can't you use Messenger? And she's like, no, I gotta be friends with you on Facebook to be able to message you. And I'm like, well, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let my mom be on my Facebook page criticizing me and shit. There's certain people I don't want being Facebook friends with me. I have a couple of friends that they're diehard Trump haters, and I'm like, you can stay off my Facebook page. I don't need your criticism. People are going way crazy over Trump. One of my Facebook friends, he's been a guest here twice. Started like a 2025 Facebook page hating on Trump, and now he's like, you didn't follow my 2025 page. You must be MAGA. I'm like, nah, I just don't want to hear your shit. you know? I don't want to hear your shit. I don't need your shit. I know you don't like Trump. I really don't care. My thing is, I'm 52. I don't think the presidents really do that much, you know? I don't think the presidents really change the country. I mean, I've been through how many presidents at this point? I can't think of one law that a president changed that affected my life. And I tell people that, I tell my mom that stuff, and she's like, "What did they cut Social Security? Because you're on SSI. They might. Trump is going to cut Social Security. Trump is not going to cut Social Security. He's an old man, you know? He has a bunch of seniors that vote for him. That's the last thing he's going to do. But I don't think presidents change that much, you know?
You said you have a Junkyard Rat YouTube page,
I have a Junkyard Rat YouTube page.
and it's called Junkyard Rat?
Yeah. Can you find it?
No, sir.
I can't
Oh,
find it either.
I've been looking.
maybe that's why I'm shadow banned. I'm
I
shadow.
found the live podcast of us right now.
Maybe I'm shadow banned on YouTube.
Your shadow band.
Maybe I have it
Okay.
under a different. I don't know. I'll look for it later. But yeah, it's a crazy business, and it gets crazier every year and stuff. I might just want to go back to college and join a frat too while I'm at it. What college? What college do you think we should go to?
Yale.
You want to go to Yale?
Yeah.
How was your grade point average in high school?
I don't know, like 2.5 maybe.
You're not gonna Yale. You might be able to go to San Jose State. How about
Wait.
UC Merced? You might. UC Merced is more like your type of school.
Yeah, you might have what it takes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you do something like that, and then you do well there, and then you go do your master's at Yale or something like.
What about your what was your GPA in JUCO?
I think I got over a 3.
Yeah, you might be able. I don't know. You might be able to go to Yale. What about your SAT? Did you take your SAT or?
Yeah, I don't remember what I got on that.
Somebody used to make fun of me saying that he had a higher SAT score than me. And I'm
Yeah.
like, of course you did, because I never fucking took it. I told the guy, I'm like, I can't believe this guy he went to Berkeley. He had the balls to talk shit to me. Like, my SAT score's higher than you. Bitch, I never took it, okay? I never took the SAT. Kiss my fucking ass.
Yeah.
You know? I never took it. Kiss my ass. Come
Well,
up
you,
with a
you gotta
real.
deliver that speech like in the Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. I
Like,
was.
you almost had me. You never had me. You never
No.
had your car. Do that whole thing.
I was wearing a Dazed and Confused T-shirt on Saturday at the Emerald Cup, and
Yeah.
some guy did a line from the movie, and I didn't even recognize it. Something about a joint. He's like, "You got a joint?" And I'm like, "Well, I got somewhere." And then I realized there was a line from the movie. One of the characters asked somebody for a joint in the movie. I didn't even remember it. But yeah, I wore that T-shirt specifically because I knew potheads love that movie. You see, that's what people don't realize about me. I choose my clothing specifically for moments. I think about it. Like, what were these potheads look like? They love this movie. I'm gonna wear the, but it didn't do shit for me. It didn't do shit for me. People randomly said shit from the movie. I'm like, I haven't seen the movie in 10 years. Maybe I should have seen the movie before I got there.
Before you put on the shirt again?
Yeah. Didn't you say you were going to interview the director from the Boondocks?
Yeah, we talked to him, but it was outside and we hung out with him and stuff, but he was all over the place.
Ah,
Yeah, so yeah, we were supposed to do that. The Boondock Saints,
the
right?
Boondocks Saints.
Troy Duffy. Yeah, so we ended up talking to him. We hung out with him and stuff, and that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you got any plugs, Steven? Where in Lodi can we find you?
Where's that place? Pop the Bubbly Oh, the place is called Pop the Bubbly. It's on 7 North School Street in Lodi.
That's always fun. Place
Yeah.
near uh, School
And then in
Street.
September, I'm going to be at Barrel Proof
Are you gonna be a
on.
comedy day, or you gonna do comedy day?
Oh yeah, I am going to do Comedy Day. I got to reach out to what's her name, Susan?
No, try again.
Who
Get her name right.
I know I got to get her name right.
It's Mrs. Durst. It's
Debbie.
It's Debbie
Debbie.
Durst.
Oh man, well I'm not going to get on now.
Yeah,
But,
not call her Susan.
Where is Susan Durst?
Yeah, I
anyway?
would make sure you don't use this video and tag her in a reel. Yeah,
Oh
that's the good idea.
yeah, who's Susan Durst? Why am I thinking of Susan Durst?
I don't think they'll book me because
I don't know who Susan is. I know who Debbie Durst is.
I was talking shit
Yeah.
about Willie Brown on my Facebook page. I was like, because Trump said he kicked it with Willie Brown, and I was like, Willie Brown and Trump, they have a lot in common. They have the same hobbies, like vagina and money. So I don't know. I know that they do a podcast with Willie, so I don't know if that would keep me from being on the comedy day stage. I don't know if Willie Brown would be too excited about me. He doesn't go anyway, does he?
Once in a while, he'll be there.
What about Will Durst? Is he doing better? I mean, are we gonna
Yeah.
see him?
Yeah, he's been out in public, and matter of fact, he's been doing the Will and Willie podcast. So
Where can we find the Will?
you can find that on YouTube.
I guess Gavin's got a podcast too now with Beast Mode and stuff.
No, I don't think I want to see it, but I would see it.
There's a third guy too. I think it's a comedian. Like,
Yeah, something tells me I wouldn't want to watch that podcast at all.
I don't know if government officials should be doing podcasts, but I don't see why not. Everybody should have a podcast. What about you, Steven? Where's your podcast?
I do one every once in a while, maybe like once every 2 years or something like that.
You haven't booked me for it though.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you should come in next time.
Yeah.
Next time you get a gig on a Monday.
Okay.
Are they gonna book you at Mirthquake again, or the Mirthquake?
I don't know. I did that one, and I think it went well, but we'll see.
So what other stuff you got going?
Before we let you off the hook.
Oh yeah,
Well, there's the barrel proofs. I got September 10th. Vinny's on the September 16th. And then barrel proof again on September 20th.
Vinny's is that's the Mean Dave one, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
oh yeah, Mean Dave was at Kel's a couple weeks ago. That guy's funny.
Yeah.
Too bad he blocked me on everything. So
Yeah. Well, did you guys hang out while you were?
Yeah, we were
Kel's?
cool. We were talking and stuff. We get along.
Okay.
It's been years. I don't even remember why he blocked me. I don't really care. I'm not one of these people who cries over being blocked,
Right. It happens so much.
I mean, I was looking last night. I was looking for somebody's page on Facebook, and I couldn't figure out if they blocked me or they just they ended their Facebook page, because it's weird. Like, once you delete your page, you kind of disappear. It's almost like you don't exist. You Google their name and like they never existed. It's really weird. Like they just take all traces of you off the page.
Yeah.
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 I do that sometimes to people, but
Yeah, I'm like, did you I don't know. I wonder how many people have blocked me. I bet I've been blocked over 30, 20 people at this point. I don't even know.
Yeah, I wonder how many people have blocked me, because you don't really realize it when they get on that.
I haven't blocked anybody. I don't have anybody blocked anywhere.
All right, Steven, what's your socials that we can keep up with everything you're doing?
What's your social security so we can open up some websites in your name and credit cards? Instagram is what do you want to do, or
what do you guys want to do?
Right.
What's your TikTok?
What do you guys want to do?
What's your YouTube?
That is WDYGWD.
What's your X?
My ex? What do you want to do?
Not your ex women, but your ex.
I know.
Not who you want to do, but what is your ex again?
What do you want to do? Is it the X? They have to be shorter. I couldn't make a big long one.
Yeah, they
Unless
won't
you-
allow you to do all that stuff, do you? No.
Unless he changed the rules, I could take a look.
Where's your next trip plan to? Are you planning to go somewhere?
I don't know. I wanted to go out to Illinois and visit the Garfield Farm Museum and the Illinois Railway Museum, but I don't know if I'll get out there.
The Garfield Farm Museum? They grow,
Yeah.
they grow Garfields, the cat? They grow cats?
They're relatives of mine, like way back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can take. Would you take the train all the way there, or
Maybe I could get there somehow.
do
Maybe
you
I
don't
fly,
like
I
to
don't know.
fly, or you don't fly, or?
But I have to go before the end of October because they close for the winter.
Oh yeah, well you got time.
I guess, yeah.
You got time.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on, Steven.
hmm
This is like your 7th time.
7th time.
Yeah, people are liking that you're a repeat offender.
I need to get
Oh,
you
yeah?
some kind of T-shirt. Like I've been.
What
I
what
need
have
to-
they said?
Oh, they saw something on his post earlier. They said something about they like it when he has repeat people.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, okay.
Myron. The one Myron won't even come back on my show, but he keeps asking me every week who's on it. I'm like, it's not you. Why won't you come on? You know,
It's funny.
it's weird. He judges everything on my show, but he won't do it. Like, and then he told somebody he's jealous because he can't come on. I'm like, I've tried to get you on. I don't know. People are crazy.
That's it.
Especially people in Mill Valley or wherever he's at.
All right, for the rat.
Yeah.
All right.
See you next week. Thank you, Steven.
And look forward to next week. Next week, we're going to have some actual footage from the Emerald Cup 2024.
That's right.
And look forward to that. Plus, more surprises along the way.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time here on The Rat.
Okay.